Yeah, obviously disappointed in the result against Orlando. Thought we started the match well in the first 20 minutes, and then after conceding the goal, I felt like we didn't have the effort, the execution, the energy. We didn't have the right, I would call it the right ingredients to do well the rest of the match. So that's been talked about, it's been addressed, but we also have to put it behind us and we have to focus on this next game. It's a must-win game the way we look at it. Obviously, mathematically, we know it's not, but we're looking at it as a must-win game, and it's a home game, and we need to take it one at a time. And if we win this game, then that sets up Charlotte on the road, and we're kind of back on track if we get the job done. But all our energy needs to go now towards winning this game against Montreal.
All right, we'll start with questions from the Zoom. First, we'll go to Frank DeLappa. He'll be followed by Sam Minton. Frank?
But what did you see from him in that game, and what have you seen from him in training so far?
Yep, just what we saw when we scouted him. He's got range, good player, smart, good on the ball, runs, covers a lot of ground, runs and tackles and gets forward, plays vertical. So I think we saw exactly what we saw when we scouted him.
Frank, any follow-ups?
Yeah, just what's his possibilities of getting right in there and slotting into the starting lineup at some point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we signed him to play, but he's coming off of not training, and he only got 20 minutes. So when we start guys, typically we like him to be able to get at least 45 to 60, and it's probably not there yet. So we're hoping that he gets a bit more in this game. Obviously, we have to do what's best to win the game, though. So depending on the match state, he may or may not get more minutes, but as we continue to train more, he got another 3 training sessions in. So Charlotte, he could potentially be closer to starting, but this game is still too soon.
Next, we go to Sam Minton. Sam, you're unmuted.
Hello, Caleb. Thank you for taking the time. Just kind of wanted to ask, obviously, you had a little bit of a different vantage point watching that Orlando match. Were you able to pick anything up differently, and just kind of what's that experience like? Obviously, you watched, video afterwards, but just did you notice anything different from a different vantage point?
No, other than I don't like, not being on the sideline. It's the first game I've not been on the sideline for suspension, and, it's kind of a helpless feeling a little bit, but hopefully I don't have to have that happen again. And but no, I mean we see it's easier to see the game when you're down closer. Obviously we see all the film after that's high, but I saw exactly what you guys saw from afar, the good, the bad, so it's all been addressed and talked about. There were some things that I didn't like, for sure. We have to have a stronger mentality, when we concede. I thought we started really well. I thought the first 20 minutes were very good, and then, they score, a great goal. On their side, it's a great strike. Not sure there's much you can do about it. Maybe Luka needed to hold at the top of the box a little longer. That's been addressed, but goals happen, and for me, I thought it changed the game too much. We needed to keep executing, and we didn't. That's been addressed. It's been talked about, and we've had team meetings, we've had individual meetings, and now it's about putting it behind us and making it right. And for me, it's very simple. When we have 11 guys that are fighting, 11 guys that are defending, that's really important that we got 11 guys that are defending and 11 guys that are united. We got a great chance to win any game. But when we don't have 11 guys defending and fighting and united and on the same page and executing, then, we can lose to anybody. It's that simple. So we have a great, kind of snapshot to be able to show in Montreal where we had everybody doing the right things, and you see what happened. You see the result. You see the performance. And so we need to clone that. We need to have more performances like that, and it's very simple. We just need 11 guys that are doing all the right things, and winning's a byproduct of doing the right things.
All right, we'll go to the room. Jeff, start with you.
Caleb, you mentioned you just saw this Montreal team 3 weeks ago, so I'm sure that'll be fresh in the memory. And they're also a team in a really similar situation, right below the playoff line, scrapping for points. So how does that just sort of set up the tenor of the matchup tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to play a team you've just played recently, so as far as the scout, we can look a lot at the last game. It's fresh in our minds. And, they've only played 2 games since they played us, and we've played 3, I think. So, there'll be some adjustments for sure from their end. They're playing, by and large, a lot of the same guys, but there are a few different players in. They've been playing Edwards more and a couple new center backs. But the front guys, Martinez, Caden Clark, and Duke, have been the same. Two center mids, Piet and Saliba, are the same. So, it's a game we can look at, recent game, it's fresh in our minds, and, it was probably the quickest scout of the year, because we could just show clips from that game and talk about what worked. We also reminded them of, moments, even though it was 5-0, where they could have scored. So we looked at those things, and, but for me, the biggest thing is us. It's our mentality. Again, it's making sure we have 11 guys on the field that are going to work hard, they're going to defend. You got no chance in this league if you don't have 11 guys that are defending and 11 guys that are united. I don't care who you're playing. So I'm very confident that you're going to see a united group of 11 guys working extremely hard to win the game, and that's why I feel good about our opportunity to get the result.
We'll wrap up with Nick.
So, Caleb, you're at a point, you've got healthy players working their way back in, you've got the new additions, and obviously you said building fitness. Just what's it been like in training from the context of competition for places, players fighting for their spot, and you getting to make decisions now about who starts?
Yeah, I think it'll more come into play next week when we have a full week. Obviously we've got these 3 games this week, and we're not training a ton other than obviously the group that didn't play, we trained them Monday. Today was more of a tactical day, and it's more about selections and based on what we know. But again, I'm going to put out a team that's going to hopefully play together and to work hard, and to execute the way we want to play, we need guys that all want the ball, and all 11 guys that want to defend. So next week, there'll be competition for spots, but this week it's about selecting guys based on what we know.
Awesome. Thank you, Caleb.
Okay, guys, have a good day. Yep.